I'm already ready for practice.
All right, questions for Coach Moore?
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's had to be a more relaxing Saturday night for you, I would imagine.
I would never say it's relaxing, but you know, it was definitely a better outcome. It was a lot, you know, it just reassures you in what you're doing, and just, you know, keep, like I said before, we're just gonna keep working and keep doing. We still have you know, we had a good night. At the same time, we still got a lot of stuff to fix.
Coach, start with your center. Have you found a center of the future?
Knock on wood. He had a good game, but like I said, still got a, you know, didn't play with very good pad level. Played with a lot of effort and a lot of energy, and that's one thing that I noticed differently is these guys, they played with a lot of effort and a lot of energy, and they did what they were coached to do. You know, those are the two things that we harped on all week is you know, don't let anybody out effort you and do what you're coached to do, and good things happen. And that's what they did, and you know, it's my job to continue to continue to enforce that and continue to, you know, get these guys to understand that we're going to do things a certain way around here, and that's, you know, and that paid off for us on Saturday. So, but we still got a lot of work to do.
Another three-man front. Is there carryover?
Yeah, there's always some carryover. You know, last week, a little, you know, the 33 stack stuff they did, it was a little different. You know, I think our tempo was big. We got to continue to get lined up, and that was one thing that Bryson did a really good job on. Was, you know, the center always sets the tempo of the offense. You know, how much you chase the ball, how you get set. So there's always some carryover, especially these young guys on the calls with a zero nose. So that's good to see. We're not having to switch back to a four-man front this week, so we get 2 weeks of kind of the same calls, a little bit of the same fits.
That final touchdown drive, he's played every snap. You figure he's going to be worn down, but he's knocking a guy 5 yards back in the end zone on Letty's touchdown.
Yeah, that was nice to see. That was nice to see him, you know, to have that success. Of just, you know, you preach the effort, you preach the, you know, being physical and playing hard. And we watched the videos from NFL guys just talking about body blows and the physical side of being an offensive lineman. You know, it's like a, you know, I think it finally paid off that he came down there and he had some success. You know, Bryson did right there with the pancake in the end zone. So that was really nice to see for his confidence, and it's just good to see as an overall team that these guys starting to understand, like, hey, we do practice hard, we do work hard, and it's all going to pay off.
As you talked about the more physical aspects of last week's practice, being the building block, but then how important was it to see that pay off, score touchdowns your first couple of possessions?
It was huge. You know, it was you know, last week it was hot. You know, it was one of the hotter weeks that we actually been out there, except for camp. And you know, we didn't let up as a staff. We pushed hard. We didn't let up, and you know, I could tell early on they were kind of looking around like, man. But you know, we told them at halftime, hey, look, guys, this is just it's a game of wills. You know, who's going to have more will out there? It was hot on Saturday, and I felt like our kids just, you know, they used their will and just willed their way through it, and it was you know, it was good to see that like you said, that work paid off, and we made a point to make sure and point that out. Like, look, guys. That's how you win these close games when you're not just uber talented. Is you gotta continue to grind, and you gotta have that. You gotta enforce your will on other people.
In training camp, Bryson felt like third or fourth in the packing order at center. What has changed?
Well, you know, opportunity is one thing. You know, with the opportunity to get in there, his snaps have gotten considerably better. That was one thing that hurt him early on. Was the snaps were a little bit everywhere. And, you know, him just, you know, being a young player and understanding the fundamentals of playing the game as far as keeping a base and keeping leverage with your hands inside and always straining. I think it's just, those are the things that as a young player, as a high school player, you don't always have to do because you're not always playing against talented people. But when you get on this level, you realize, you know, you hear a coach keep preaching those things, fundamentals, base, pad level, footwork, hand placement. And they don't really listen to it until all of a sudden they realize that they can't just muscle guys around. But I think that's the big thing was opportunity and just really focusing on his fundamentals. And I, you know, give the kid credit, even though those times when he was down and he just kept working. You know, he never lost hope, and he kept working, and he got his opportunity. He definitely took advantage of his opportunity.
In your experience, when you got a first-time guy, a starter at center, do you want him covered up, or do you want somebody in the gap?
You know, I'd rather have a four-man front where he doesn't have a guy right on top of him, and he's got a little bit of, you know, but we didn't have that luxury. You know, he did a really good job going out versus a team that's done a great job recruiting in NC State. You know, they've been top recruiting class in the ACC for the past couple of years and won a bunch of games, you know, he went out there against a quality opponent and really and held his own at the end there, had a great block. So I'm looking for, what we got to do is we got to make sure and grow from this. It can't be like a one-time fluke thing. We got to grow from it. We got to realize we still make mistakes and we got to get better.
Okay, Matt, with these snaps, tell me if I'm wrong. When it's a pass, I feel like the snap might have a little wiggle room because it's just a drop back and a throw. But with the RPI stuff and the fakes, do your snaps have to be tighter and then a really tighter?
Yeah, when we talk about snaps, we talk about a strike zone, just like a pitcher. You can't throw balls, especially like you said, if you're drop back passing all the time, you know, you can have one high, low, but you need to throw a strike every time with that quarterback, because his eyes, he's got to catch it, he's got to get his eyes somewhere right now. And if he's reaching up for the snap or something like that, it really slows down your RPO game. You know, but a lot of times in bad snap, you got to hand it off. You can't read anything. So, you know, that's been a huge part of it, is making sure that we're throwing strikes. And, you know, Bryson, one of those kids where he's athletic enough that once he got confidence in what he was doing, you know, pregame he was out there spraying them everywhere. I don't know if anybody watched it. We had about 4 bad snaps in pregame. And I was so nervous at the beginning of the game. And I just went up to him and said, "Hey man, you're going to be fine. Just relax." And, you know, I wasn't real sure what was going to happen. Now, he had one bad snap all week last week, right? We go through the pregame, and he snapped about 4 over the quarterback's head with no pressure at all on it. And so I'm like, you know, a young player like that, he's a little hyped up. He did a really good job.
Were you reassuring him or reassuring yourself?
I was trying to reassure him. I'm hoping I didn't have that nervous look in my face when I was saying, "Hey, you're going to be okay." You know, I just try not to make a big deal out of it. You know, you can't get them thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
On the double pass, was it by design for Sean Ryan to run to the
Oh
outside?
yeah, I called it like that. Hey,
Or was
if
that
it's
purely
covered,
instinct?
you roll left. We're going to have the quarterback. The quarterback's going to block the overhang player. The tackle's going to lead. No, it was one of those things that broke down, and he turned into a player. Did a good job. Quarterback had a great block. I actually had 2 of them. You know, the second time he hit a D lineman, didn't turn out as good as the first block. He hit big number 92, and it was pretty funny. We saw it on film. But he was out there trying.
Is he coaching that situation, not just to throw it away to try to make something? I mean, he's always got the option.
Well, it's one of those things where if they're bearing down on you, throw it away.
Yeah.
You know, let's live another play or whatever. But he just, when he pulled it down, there was nothing over there to the left, and he just took off and became a player. It's one of those, you know, as a coach, you're going, "Oh, no, go." You know, you go from, you know, what are you doing to, "Oh yeah, you know, great play." So.
Since he didn't throw it, do you hold that in your pocket because nobody saw him throw the ball?
You watch it on film, you know what he's trying to do.
Coach Brown said that, at least by the numbers, Kansas seems like they have a pretty good defense. What have you seen out of them?
Yeah, you know, they're huge. You know, they're big up front. They play 3 huge inside guys. I think one guy's 6'7", 270. So they got some big interior guys, and linebackers are big guys. So, you know, people have not just knocked them off the ball. Boston College tried to knock them off the ball last week, and they couldn't do it. So defensively, they like I said, they got some big bodies up there, and they run well. And you can see they're improving each week. They're kind of like us, you know. They're improving each week and getting a little bit better and getting a little more confidence every week.
Is it fair to say that James is essentially part of the running game?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. We definitely, you know, when you got a guy that's a good player like him and can really run, he's definitely a factor in the outside run game. You know, we finally got. I knew once we got the outside run game going, we would have a better chance of running the ball inside, so they couldn't just condense everything on us. And once we got them spread out, then the inside run game was open there, and did a really good job in the box as far as communicating to us what they were in, and we hit them with a couple outside zones, you know, there for the touchdown. So yeah, he's definitely part of the run game. Spreading everybody out, making everybody respect the outside run definitely helps us inside.
But handing it to accomplish it, I mean, it moves the ball. It's not
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, all those speed sweeps and all that stuff, and we're handing the ball and getting them outside.
Right.
I mean, that loosens up linebackers, that loosens up safeties. The safeties can't fit as fast downhill. And all of that stuff affects the inside run game. That really helped us be able to come back and run, you know, the outside zone for a touchdown there. So it came back and helped us a lot with getting the ball outside.
Was there a temptation to run Kendall on that zone read? I mean, it didn't look like NC State was really respecting the quarterback run on that. Is that something in the back of your mind?
Well, no, that's just something that he's trained to look at every time. And like you said, a lot of times you get late in the game. We did the same thing at Troy a lot, where we didn't have great running quarterbacks the first 3 years there, but he'd pull one and have a 40-yarder just because, you know, those guys are really trying to get to the ball, trying to slow you down, and then all of a sudden, you know, they lose their discipline on their eyes on the quarterback. And as long as he does what he's supposed to every time, and he pulls it, and that's so that's always. Yeah, it's this design. He watches that every time we run the ball. He's watching his read to make sure that they're respecting him.
James Gamitter, where's he grown the most since moving over from the D line, and what might that rotation look like when?
Where he's grown the most is really like body position. Like it's just so much different when you play D line. Everything you do is you're running off the ball. Your feet are narrow. You know, you're just either filling a gap or chasing the ball. So body position as far as learning to move like an O lineman and really understanding the offense and understanding, you know, who he's working to and who he's helping and all that kind of stuff. That's been huge. And, you know, we got a lot of strides to make with him. He's a big, strong, physical kid that can run. We got to continue to work with him on some fundamental stuff. I see him, again, a young player, redshirt freshman, growing in that position and just continuing to get better and better. His biggest thing is he played hard. You know, he played hard. He made a lot of mistakes with his feet, but his eyes were in the right spot. He just played really hard.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Yeah, you're welcome.